everyone, my name is Lauren and I'm with Sci-Tech Discovery Center. Today we're going to be doing an activity called Bear Shadow. Now this activity is especially great because it's geared towards some of our younger scientists and it's going to help them start thinking about light and the way that it casts shadows. Now it's also good for some of our older scientists because it helps them think about spatial distancing and the effect that objects have on light. Now to start, we're going to be reading a really great book called Moon Bear's Shadow by Frank Osh. Now this book is going to start introducing our shadow. One day, Bear went down to the pond with his fishing pole and a big can of worms. While he was putting a worm on his hook, he looked down and saw a big fish. "I'm going to catch that fish," thought Bear to himself. But when Bear stood up to throw his line in the water, his shadow scared the big fish away. "Go away, shadow!" cried Bear. But Bear's shadow would not go away. "Okay," said Bear. "If you won't go on your own, then I'll just have to get rid of you." And he put down his fishing pole and began to run. He ran around the pond. When he got to the other side, he kept on running. He ran through a field of flowers, jumped over the brook, and hid behind a tree. "Good," thought Bear. "Now Shadow can't find me." No shadow. But Bear was wrong. When he stepped out from behind the tree, the first thing he saw was Shadow. Nearby was a cliff. Bear walked over to the cliff and looked up. "I'll climb so high, Shadow won't be able to follow me," thought Bear. Bear climbed higher and higher until at last he pulled himself up to the top. Huffing and puffing, he smiled with pride. Then he looked down and saw Shadow. Now Bear was very annoyed. So he went home and got a hammer and some nails to nail his shadow to the ground. He hammered and hammered and hammered. But no matter how many nails he hammered, he couldn't nail his shadow down. "If I can't nail him down," thought Bear, "maybe I can bury him." So he got his shovel and dug a hole. When the hole was deep and wide, he let his shadow fall in the hole. Then Bear filled in the hole with dirt. When he was finished, it was almost noon. The sun was high in the sky, and Shadow was nowhere to be seen. "At last," sighed Bear, "no more shadow." But now Bear was very tired. So he went inside and took a little nap. While he slept, time passed, and the sun once again cast shadows everywhere. When Bear got up and opened his door, he saw his shadow on the floor. "Not you again!" exclaimed Bear, and he slammed the door, hoping to lock Shadow inside. But Shadow was too quick. sighed Bear. How about this? If you let me catch a fish, I'll let you catch one too. Nod your head like this if it's a deal. When Bear nodded his head, Shadow nodded too. So Bear went back to the pond and once again threw his line in the water. By this time, the sun was in a different part of the sky, which made it easy for Shadow to keep his part of the deal. And when Bear caught that big fish, Shadow caught one too. Now, this story helps show us that the shadow was moving around during different parts of the day. And no matter how hard Bear tried, he couldn't get rid of it. But by the end of it, the sun was in a different part of the sky, and his shadow was in a part that helped Bear. So now we're going to look at a little activity to see if we can understand how the light, our sun, was affecting Bear's shadow. Okay, everyone, now that we've read Moon Bear's shadow, we're going to actually look at how light can change, and it changes what we see. Now here I have my bear, and I also have my light source. Now the good thing about this activity is all you need is some sort of light. So you can use a flashlight, you can use the sun outside, you can use a lamp, you could even use a candle as long as you're careful. Now any type of light is going to produce a shadow. So this is very easy for you to do anywhere. And then you can use yourself as the subject. You can use a little figurine, you can use toys, you can use whatever you want. And it'll be really interesting to see how the different sizes of objects and the different shapes of objects change the shadows that you see. Now, when we look at our little bear here, we're going to see how his shadow moves around as I use this light here. If I start shining a light with our sun to the side of him, we can see that his shadow is on that side. But if I move my light to the other side, his shadow moves to the opposite side of the light. So, when I put the light behind my bear, we can see the shadow is in front of him. That's because a shadow is always going to be on the opposite side of something with the light behind it. So that means that if I move my light to this side, we can see the shadow is over here. Now, if I put something in front of my bear, like this, we can't see his shadow anymore because my tree is now blocking the light. So I'm seeing the shadow instead of the tree instead of my bear. So when we do this activity at home, we can start thinking about, does your shadow always look the same? Why does it look different? Why does it look different at different times of the day? Think about the space around you. Think about the light and where it's coming from. Thank you for watching. Please follow us here for more videos or our Facebook and Instagram to stay up to speed with more great activities.